Well, in next 20 minutes, you will save hours of legal research and we will introduce you to 4 UK business visa options you can consider. That includes Innovator Founder Visa, UK Permitted Paid Engagement Visit Visa, UK Expansion Worker Visa, and little known but attractive route, the Sales Sponsorship Visa route. This flagship route is introduced by AY&J solicitors, allows you to start a business in the UK, leads to permanent residency without a sponsor, and also has many benefits over existing visa routes. Hello and welcome to today's educational video on the UK Innovator Founder Visa. I have over a decade of experience dealing with UK visas. Now I will be sharing my knowledge and guiding you through the ins and outs of the UK Innovator Founder Visa for overseas entrepreneurs. First question and standard question is, what is the UK Innovator Founder route? The UK Innovator Founder Visa is a new route introduced by the UK government which replaces the Innovator and Startup visas. This visa category offers several benefits such as no minimum investment requirement, reduced check-ins with endorsing bodies, permission for secondary employment, and a direct path to UK settlement. To be eligible, applicants must have a business idea that is innovative, viable, and scalable, and they must have either generated or significantly contributed to this idea. Remember this. The next question is, what will the Innovator Founder route allow? Successful applicants can come to the UK to implement their business plans. They are allowed to work for the business they have established as well as engage in other employment, provided it meets the certain skill level requirements. They can also pursue studies alongside running their business. Initially, they will be granted permission to live and work in the UK up to 3 years, after which they may apply for indefinite leave to remain, also known as settlement, if they meet the relevant requirements. Immediate relatives of the innovative founder can also join them in the UK as dependents, such as spouse and children under 18 years old. The next question is, when does the Innovator Founder route open for applicants? Now, as the time of publication of this video, it has been launched. It was launched on 13th April 2023. Now, Appendix Innovator Founder has been replaced, and from 13th April 2023, the startup route will only be available to those who already hold a valid startup endorsement visa. However, from 13th July 2023, the startup route will be closed to all new applications. Existing startup visa holders may be able to switch to the Innovator Founder route if they qualify. This was just for someone who is on startup visa. What are the requirements for Innovator Founder Visa? So to be granted an Innovator Founder Visa, applicants must score 70 points in total, with 50 points coming from either the new or same business criteria, but not both. The remaining 20 points are awarded for meeting the English language and financial requirements. The different criteria and points allocations are further detailed in the immigration rules. How to apply for the Innovator Founder Visa? This is like standard question, and the application process for the Innovator Founder Visa is similar to that of the Startup Visa and Innovator Visa. The applicants must first obtain an endorsement letter from an authorized body, an authorized endorsing body, which should be then submitted along with their online application and other required documentation. The next question is, what's the cost of Innovator Founder Visa? The application fees for the Innovator Founder route is 1,036 at the time of publication of this video, and applicants will also need to pay the immigration health surcharge to access the UK's National Health Services, which is £624 per year per person. How does the Innovator Founder visa route differ from the startup and the Innovator route? So the innovator founder route combines the best aspects of the startup and the innovator route, offering overseas entrepreneurs a way to establish a new business in the UK without a minimum investment requirement and allowing them to work alongside running their business. Unlike the startup visa route, the innovator founder route also offers a direct path to permanent settlement in the UK. Now the next question is, who are the endorsing body? Because that's the main criteria to apply for innovator founder route. So the UK government maintains a list of authorized endorsing bodies for innovator visa applications. For assistance with your application to the relevant endorsing body, it's highly recommended that you consult an experienced immigration lawyer who can help tailor your business plan and ensure your application is properly presented. And there you have it, an overview of the UK Innovator Founder Visa, a fantastic opportunity for overseas entrepreneurs looking to establish their innovative business in the UK. Now, if it's not innovative, you might want to find out alternate routes such as self-sponsorship or need further guidance. Don't hesitate to contact a qualified immigration lawyer who can help you navigate this exciting opportunity if that's right opportunity for you. The second option is the UK Permitted Paid Engagement Visit Visa. The Permitted Paid Engagement Visit Visa is designed for professionals and experts who wish to visit the UK for up to 1 month to undertake paid engagements related to their expertise and occupation. We'll now cover the eligibility criteria, requirements, permitted activities, application process, and fees associated with this visa type. Now, what are the eligibility and requirements? Let's talk about that first. So, to be eligible for a PPE visit visa, you must be at least 18 years old. Number 2, be a visa national or a non-visa national who seeks entry as a visitor on arrival at the UK border. Number 3 is to intend to undertake one or more of the paid permitted engagements set out in the immigration rule, and I'll cover that in a minute. You also should have a pre-arranged permitted paid engagement evidenced by a formal invitation from a UK-based organization or your client related to your area of expertise and occupation overseas. You should not take any prohibited activities. You should also have sufficient funds to cover all reasonable costs related to your visit without working or accessing public funds. You also need to leave the UK at the end of your visit. And lastly, you should not live in the UK for extended periods through frequent or successive visits or make the UK your main home. You also need to meet any additional requirements such as obtaining an electronic travel authorization if needed. Now let's talk about what are these paid engagements. So the PPE visit visa is available to the following professionals and experts. Number 1 is professional artists, entertainers and musicians, very obvious. And then there are professional sports persons, examiners and lecturers, designated air pilot examiners, qualified lawyers. Now, each of these categories has specific requirements and permitted activities which we'll cover in more detail just now. Okay, just bear with me for a moment. Before we do that, let's talk about the application process. So when you apply for a PPE visit visa, you will need to submit, of course, an online application or application in person, pay the visa application fees and provide the required documentation. What are these documents? Some of them are very obvious: a valid passport or travel document, evidence of your pre-arranged permitted paid engagement such as a formal invitation from a UK-based organization or your client, proof of your financial means to support yourself during your stay in the UK, and any other additional document that are required depending on your specific situation and the type of your paid engagement you will be undertaking. The application process and the time required to receive a decision may vary depending on your circumstances and the country where you are applying from. In general, it's best to apply well in advance of your intended travel date to allow plenty of time for processing. The fees. The Home Office application fee for a PPE visit visa is currently £100 for short stay up to 1 month. So that's it about a PPE permitted paid engagement visit visa. The third option is the sales sponsorship route. We will now discuss our most favorite sales sponsorship visa route in the UK and how it can benefit business owners and entrepreneurs like you. If you are considering expanding your business or starting a new venture in the UK, then this part is a must watch. So the first question and standard question is, what is a sales sponsorship route? Sales sponsorship refers to applying to work in the UK for your own business without needing a third-party UK sponsor. This can ultimately lead to permanent residency and British citizenship for you and your family. So the next question is, who is this for? This route is perfect for successful business persons who have identified a business opportunity in the UK or have a great business idea to explore here in the UK. It's for those who want to own, lead and manage a UK business and live without a fear of losing their UK visas. And it gives them a sense of freedom, of course. Now, who would qualify for sales sponsorship visa route? Sales sponsorship visa route is for anyone who meets the following criteria. So number one is you should have either a relevant experience or skill or qualification within the area of the business you want to establish. It can be a transferable skill, qualification or experience, remember that. And you intend to either start a fresh business in the UK or you want to take over an existing business, and most importantly, you have enough resources to support your business venture in the UK. Now, there is no minimum maximum investment requirement for sure. It's up to you how much you want to invest in the business of your choice. The sales sponsorship route also allows you to get permanent residency after 5 years for yourself and your immediate family. That includes your spouse and children under 18 years old. You also need to satisfy English language requirement, which is at B1, which is a very basic English language requirement. If you go for IELTS, IELTS, then you require minimum 4 band in each section of IELTS. And if you are coming from English speaking country like USA, you don't need to do English language test at all because you are exempt. So let's talk about the processing time and any other relevant criteria. Let's talk a bit more about it. So the processing time, if you are doing end-to-end project, it may be around 6 to 8 months, because there is a time requires of course to establish a company, getting a sponsor license for that company, and then getting a skilled worker visa for yourself. So it takes around 6 to 8 months. Now, can you bring your spouse and children? As I said earlier, yes, of course, you can bring your partner and spouse and children under 18 years under this route. And of course, you all can qualify for permanent residency, subject meeting the relevant immigration rule requirement after 5 years. How long is the initial visa is valid for? It can be valid for 3 years, or you can straight go for 5 years. What it means is you don't need to worry about any more extension in the UK once you get the first visa. So there you have it. A guide to self-sponsorship route might not be comprehensive, but as much as possible. If you want more information, please do watch other videos on self-sponsorship visa route on my YouTube channel. If this sounds like the right option for you, start planning your business venture today. The fourth option is the UK expansion worker visa. Here is the comprehensive guide on the UK expansion worker visa. I'll provide you with all the information you need to know about the UK expansion worker visa. We'll talk about eligibility, requirements, application process, and more. So if you are thinking about setting up a UK branch of your overseas business, then this may be for you. Let's continue. Let's talk about the overview of the UK expansion worker visa. The UK expansion worker visa allows workers from overseas businesses to come to the UK to set up their first branch or subsidiary. This visa is one of the 5 new sponsored routes under the Global Business Mobility (GMB) visa umbrella and is designed to facilitate economic growth and trade in the UK post-Brexit. Who is eligible for UK expansion worker visa? Let's talk about that. To be eligible for this visa, applicants must be at least 18 years old and already working for a linked overseas business. The applicant must also have worked for that business for a prescribed minimum period unless they fall within an exception. Sponsor requirements for UK expansion worker. Let's talk about that. The employing organization must be a branch or wholly owned subsidiary of an established overseas business. The UK expansion worker route can only be used if the business hasn't yet begun trading in the UK. Now let's talk about the UK expansion worker visa requirements. Number 1 is applicant must score a total of 60 points against sponsorship, skill and salary criteria. They must have a valid certificate of sponsorship, i.e. COS, for an eligible job role and an annual salary of at least 45,800 or the going rate for that job, whichever is higher. The next, let's talk about the application process for a UK expansion worker visa. Applicants need to complete an online application using their COS reference number. They can apply for a visa up to 3 months before they are due to start work in the UK as a listed on their sponsorship certificate. What is the cost of UK expansion worker visa? The applicant will need to pay an application fee of £259 and the annual immigration health surcharge of £624. The business will also need to factor in the cost of applying for a sponsorship and fees for issuing each COS. Now, how long does a UK expansion worker visa last? That's an interesting question. So the UK expansion worker visa is granted for 12 months after the start date of the job on the sponsorship certificate or 14 days after the end date of that job, whichever is shorter. The maximum time a person can stay in the UK on a UK expansion worker visa is 2 years. The most important question people ask, does it lead to settlement? And the answer is, this visa route does not provide a path to settlement in the UK. However, a senior or specialist employee may be able to apply for a different visa called leave to remain under a different immigration route, which may enable them to obtain indefinite leave to remain or settlement if they meet the eligibility requirement under that route. Now we will compare all 4 options to help you make an informed decision. We'll now discuss our most favorite self-sponsorship visa route in the UK and how it can benefit business owners and entrepreneurs like you. If you are considering expanding your business or starting a new venture in the UK, this part is a must watch. So what is self-sponsorship? Self-sponsorship refers to applying to work in the UK for your own business without needing any other UK sponsor. This can ultimately lead to permanent residency, that means settlement, indefinite leave to remain, and British citizenship for you and your family. So who is this for? Let's talk about who is this for. This route is perfect for successful business persons who have identified a business opportunity in the UK or have a great business idea to explore here in the UK. It's for those who want to own, lead and manage a UK business and live without a fear of losing their UK visas, giving you a sense of freedom. The next question is, who would qualify for it? Self-sponsorship is open to anyone who meets the following criteria. Number one, you should have a relevant experience, skill, or qualification within the area of the business you want to establish. Number two, a genuine business idea, or you should have identified a genuine UK business to take over, and you should have adequate resources to support their proposed business. Note, there is no minimum or maximum investment requirement for your business venture. How is the self-sponsorship route is better, right, with compared to other routes? So the self-sponsorship allows you to establish a UK company that sponsors your entry and employment with the help of a UK resident director. You can own shares in the business and there is no minimum investment requirement, as I said earlier. This visa option is perfect for seasoned business people who want to start a business in the UK without worrying about their visas being revoked. This is slightly different because you don't need any endorsement from any endorsing body, and you don't need to wait for 2 years to switch your immigration category, such as expansion worker, into a different category eligible for settlement. So this is why this route is much better with compared to expansion worker and innovator visa. Now in innovator visa category, you have to have an innovative business idea. What if you don't have innovative business idea? What if you don't want to wait to come to the UK first and then switch your immigration category into a route that will lead into settlement? What if your existing business, you are not interested in your existing business to expand to the UK, but some other business which is not related to your existing business? So the expansion worker visa would not be applicable. So UK expansion worker is good only if you are ready to create a branch or subsidiary of your overseas entity. But what if you are not interested, but some different business idea to start in the UK, which again is not innovative? Then what do you do? And this is where the self-sponsorship business route comes into picture. And this is why we are promoting this route, which is not a visa category. Please do watch my other video on self-sponsorship for further information as what is this specific self-sponsorship route, and you will definitely get a more understanding. What else do you need to qualify for self-sponsorship? So I'll discuss that now, step by step. Again, this is not a comprehensive guide and this is not an immigration advice. Please do either watch my other video on self-sponsorship, or please reach out to my team for further information. So to qualify for self-sponsorship visa, you have to have a genuine business idea or a genuine business which you want to take over in the UK. You need to satisfy the English language requirement. We provide a complete hand-holding support, from incorporating your company to get the sponsor license for that company, to get the skilled worker visa for you, to complete this entire project of self-sponsorship. Again, I invite you to watch my other videos on the process and how we help clients. I'm sure there is a playlist on my YouTube channel on self-sponsorship, or please do reach out to my team to understand a bit more about it. Let me conclude the all business visa applications to the UK. So we covered in this video one, paid permitted engagement activities. So it's PPE visit visa. Number two is innovator founder visa. Number three is UK expansion worker, and number four is a self-sponsorship. Now, what is the right category out of four for you? If you intend not to settle in the UK, but you just have a permitted paid engagement activity, and you do qualify for this category, of course. And if you want to come to the UK for some paid permitted engagement activity up to a month, then just go with the option number one, which is PPE visit visa. Just Google it and you might find more information, or reach out to my team for further information. So you don't have any intention to settle, it's just a small 1 month paid engagement activity. Let's talk about the innovative visa, innovator founder visa. Who is this for? For people who has the innovative business idea. If your idea is not innovative enough, then you won't qualify for it. Just move on to the next option. Let's talk about the UK expansion worker. Now, different lawyers, they promote different visa category for different reasons. So, but I want to provide you a comprehensive idea in this video about these four relevant business visa category for the UK. So let's talk about the UK expansion worker, which is under global business mobility umbrella. It's only valid if you are genuinely want to create a branch office or a subsidiary of your overseas entity. If you don't want to do that, you have a completely different business idea, then the UK expansion worker is not for you. And if that's not the right option, then you may want to consider self-sponsorship route. I have created a lot of videos around self-sponsorship route. Please do watch them in a playlist of self-sponsorship on my YouTube channel. I've also dealt with concerns raised by a different lawyer, which definitely is there on my YouTube channel, or you might find the link in the description section below. So that self-sponsorship route has of course some challenges, but we provide a complete hand-holding support, one-stop solution with our end-to-end project management service. So self-sponsorship route, with self-sponsorship route, there is no minimum investment requirement. However, you have to have a genuine business idea or a genuine business you want to take over. And what you are doing is you are coming to the UK to run your own business. Now that's a genuine requirement because it's your own business, you want to run it, and for you to run this business you have to be in the UK. So I am very confident that this is a genuine vacancy to run your own business. If you have done this visa successfully many times over, there are video testimonials on my YouTube channel. Please check them out. We are 14 plus years experience UK immigration law firm, SR regulated, multi-award winning and legal 500 solicitors firm based in central London. We have served 4,000 plus client and 1,000 plus reviews on Trustpilot and Google. And I do write regularly in mainstream media. So if you go to Google News, search the name of the company, AY&J Solicitors, or my name, Yash Dubal, or even type self-sponsorship, you will find a lot of articles where I have contributed to express my thought and opinion on self-sponsorship. So be 100% assured and be at peace, or have a complete peace of mind. If you are considering this route, please do reach out to us, speak to one of my team members for further information. We'll be happy to assist you.